While millions of retail investors are busy chasing meme coins, riding hype trains, and praying for the next overnight moonshot, something much bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. Something silent, strategic, and powerful. Because while social media screams about Dogecoin, Shiba, and whatever flavor of the week token is trending, the biggest, most influential institution in global finance is making moves that could reshape the financial system as we know it. BlackRock, the $10 trillion titan, isn't gambling. They're not chasing trends. They're building a future powered by tokenized assets, institutional-grade infrastructure, and full regulatory alignment. And their secret weapon is not Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum. It's XRP. That's right. The very asset that's been ridiculed by retail, tied up in lawsuits, and brushed off by mainstream narratives, is the same asset BlackRock may be quietly preparing to leverage as the backbone of tokenized finance. This isn't speculation. This is about facts, connections, and timing. Larry Fink, BlackRock's own CEO, has gone on record multiple times praising the tokenization of financial markets. Ripple, the company behind XRP, is already partnered with major financial institutions, government pilots, and central banks. The pieces are all on the board. But while most people are distracted with noise and nonsense, BlackRock is quietly moving toward the throne. This video isn't just another theory. It's a wake-up call. Because if you're still thinking XRP is just another altcoin, then you've already missed the signal. So here's what you do right now. Pause whatever else you're doing and lock in. Watch this to the end. Take notes. Reflect. And if this opens your eyes even a little, then hit that like button to push this truth into more hands. Drop a comment with your take. I want to hear it. Subscribe because I'm not here for hype. I'm here to show you what's real. And if you've got even one friend who still thinks XRP is dead, share this with them. They deserve to know what the institutions already do. The silent shift Wall Street doesn't want you watching. There's a quiet revolution happening right now. One that most retail investors are completely blind to. Not because it's hidden, but because they're too distracted by noise. While millions obsess over meme coins, short-term pumps, NFT drama, and whatever project is trending on crypto Twitter, the real transformation of the financial system is happening far away from the timelines, in private meetings, closed-door discussions, and top-level strategy rooms. And at the center of it all, BlackRock. This isn't just another financial firm. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world, commanding over $10 trillion in capital, more than the GDP of most nations. When BlackRock makes a move, they don't just participate in markets, they shape them. They set policy direction, influence regulations, and define the structure of what the future will look like. So when BlackRock's CEO, Larry Fink, publicly says the next generation of financial markets will be built on tokenization, you better believe it's not a theory. It's a roadmap. Let that sink in. Tokenization, the process of putting real-world assets like money market funds, bonds, real estate, even carbon credits onto blockchain rails, is not just a trend. It's the next phase of global finance. It's about efficiency, transparency, instant settlement, lower fees, and programmable money. And BlackRock is positioning itself to dominate it. But here's the question no one is asking. Which blockchain protocol fits into BlackRock's long-term vision? It's not the coins trending on Reddit. It's not the ecosystems fueled by memes and influencer hype. It's the protocol that's already working with central banks, already integrated with financial institutions, already optimizing cross-border payments for major corporations. And the protocol that checks all those boxes is XRP. This is where the story changes. Because XRP wasn't designed to be a speculative asset. It was designed to be a bridge, a utility-focused digital asset that solves real, trillion-dollar problems. Cross-border liquidity, real-time settlement, and asset interoperability. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has spent the last decade building relationships with the very entities BlackRock now wants to tokenize. They're not just launching partnerships, they're deploying real-world solutions. Banks in Asia, remittance corridors in the Middle East, financial infrastructure in Europe. Ripple is building the plumbing, the kind of infrastructure that BlackRock needs if they're going to tokenize the global economy. This isn't theory. This isn't hopium. This is strategic alignment. BlackRock doesn't need the next meme token. They need a fast, scalable, legally compliant, enterprise-ready network that can move value, not just in crypto, but across the real world. And XRP fits that mold. But most people don't see it. Why? Because retail is distracted. They're locked into short-term thinking, caught in influencer drama, and obsessed with pump-and-dump cycles. Meanwhile, the world's most powerful financial institution is laying down infrastructure that could quietly render half the crypto market irrelevant. That's the shift. And it's happening right now, not years from now. Not in some hypothetical future. Right now. Behind the noise. Beneath the surface. While no one's watching. So the question is, are you going to keep chasing hype? Or are you finally ready to look at what the institutions are doing? Not what they're saying, but what they're actually building. Because if you're still ignoring XRP, you're not just late, you might be in the wrong game entirely. The Ripple BlackRock web, hiding in plain sight. Let's connect the dots. Not the hype, not the noise, but the cold, strategic realities of how BlackRock and Ripple are inching closer to the same target. A fully tokenized financial system where value moves globally, instantly, securely, and at scale. BlackRock is not a company that moves recklessly. Every step they take is calculated, legal, compliant, and long-term. When they say they want to tokenize treasuries, real estate, carbon credits, and cash, they're not talking about building a meme token on an anonymous chain. They're talking about financial-grade infrastructure that's already integrated with governments, banks, and regulators. And that's exactly the space Ripple has been operating in for years. While most of crypto has been focused on speculation and number-go-up narratives, Ripple was quietly building real infrastructure. Not just software pipelines for money. RippleNet is already used by financial institutions around the world. Banks in Japan, India, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, the Philippines, the UK, all have either piloted, partnered with, or are actively using Ripple's technology for settlements, remittances, and cross-border liquidity. Now here's where things get interesting. Ripple's solutions aren't siloed. They're designed to integrate directly with traditional finance, SWIFT, central bank systems, global payment corridors, and the endgame has always been tokenized assets. Not just crypto to crypto, but fiat to fiat, asset to asset, all flowing seamlessly on a neutral bridge, XRP. This is exactly the infrastructure BlackRock needs to move into tokenized finance without building everything from scratch. And they know it. Let's go deeper. Ripple has worked with or been mentioned alongside SBI Holdings, which has a direct investment relationship with Ripple and a massive institutional presence in Asia. Bank of America, which has partnered with Ripple on cross-border trials. Santander, Standard Chartered, American Express, and other global banks who are either testing or exploring Ripple solutions. The World Economic Forum, which openly lists Ripple as a leading player in blockchain-based cross-border settlement. This is not fringe. This is not speculation. These are institutional-grade relationships forming a financial mesh, and BlackRock, through its massive ETF and fixed-income arms, is deeply intertwined with many of the very banks Ripple is working with. And then there's tokenization. Larry Fink has said multiple times that the future of markets is tokenization, with an emphasis on instant settlement, transparency, and reducing the cost of capital flows. Ripple's entire mission from day one has been exactly that, to eliminate friction in money movement across the globe, to settle instantly, to remove the outdated intermediaries and replace them with something faster, cheaper, smarter. XRP is the mechanism that makes that happen, not by replacing fiat but by bridging it. That's the difference. Now, let's ask the question that almost no one is asking. If BlackRock is looking to tokenize money market funds, US Treasuries, and even international currencies, what infrastructure are they going to use? Are they going to build a new chain from scratch? Are they going to use slow, fee-heavy protocols that buckle under load? Or are they going to tap into a protocol that's already connected to the financial system, already fast, already scalable, and already compliant with existing regulations? That narrows the list, and XRP is on top of it. So while retail continues to argue over candles and RSI indicators, BlackRock is studying how to build on infrastructure that actually moves capital. Not just crypto, but value at scale across borders and borders of regulation. This isn't a meme coin story. It's a legacy infrastructure story. And if you're not watching the Ripple BlackRock web form quietly in plain sight, you're not seeing the future unfold, you're watching the past repeat. Why XRP fits BlackRock's playbook perfectly. Let's be honest, BlackRock doesn't care about hype. They don't care about social media buzz, to the moon chance, or what coin is trending on crypto TikTok this week. What BlackRock cares about is infrastructure that performs under pressure, integrates with regulators and governments, and can scale globally, efficiently, legally, and profitably. And this is exactly why XRP is so critical to understand, because it doesn't just fit the narrative of the future BlackRock is building. It enables it. First, let's talk about what BlackRock actually needs. When Larry Fink speaks about tokenization, he's not talking about fun blockchain experiments. He's talking about bringing entire financial systems on-chain. We're talking about tokenized real estate, tokenized treasury bonds, money market funds, and eventually entire national currencies. And for that to work, they need 4 things: speed, scalability, compliance, liquidity. Most crypto projects fail one or more of these tests. They're too slow. They're too expensive to use at scale. They lack regulatory clarity. Or they simply don't have the trust of institutions. Now compare that to XRP. Speed, transactions settle in 3 to 5 seconds. Cost, fractions of a cent. Scalability, it's built for institutional-grade throughput, not retail speculation. Compliance, Ripple has worked with regulators for years, and despite the SEC case, has now achieved clarity in one of the toughest legal arenas on Earth. This isn't about dreams, it's about delivery. And XRP delivers. Now, let's look at how this fits BlackRock's playbook. BlackRock isn't interested in building from scratch. They build by acquiring, integrating, and positioning. They partner with existing players who've already done the hard work. Ripple has spent over a decade doing just that, building corridors between banks, payment providers, and central banks, with XRP as the neutral bridge asset that moves value instantly between them. This is exactly what BlackRock wants. A liquidity layer that sits beneath tokenized assets, enabling them to be transferred, settled, and exchanged in real time. Think of XRP like the plumbing of the new financial world, invisible to most people but absolutely essential. And BlackRock, they're planning the skyscrapers that sit on top of that plumbing. But no skyscraper stands without solid infrastructure underneath. And here's something else to consider. XRP doesn't compete with fiat, it complements it. It acts as the missing link between financial systems, currencies, and ledgers. This is key for institutions like BlackRock, who want to tokenize traditional assets without replacing the fiat system outright. They want evolution, not revolution, and XRP supports that transition perfectly. Meanwhile, Bitcoin struggles with speed and energy use. Ethereum is powerful but congested and expensive. Meme coins have no utility and no future in regulated finance. And newer chains are still unproven or unstable at institutional scale. But XRP is proven, it's efficient, and it's already embedded in the world institutions care about. That's why BlackRock doesn't need to announce anything yet. They're watching, testing, aligning. Because when the tokenized world becomes the default, not the experiment, they'll be ready. And XRP will already be in position. So if you're still viewing XRP through the lens of the last bull run, as a speculative altcoin, a legal battleground, or a relic of the past, you're missing what it's rapidly becoming. The bridge to the next era of global finance. And BlackRock knows it. While you were distracted, while everyone else was watching charts, arguing in comment sections, and chasing whatever was trending on crypto YouTube, the world's most powerful financial institution was quietly making its move. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of retail missed it. Because this story, BlackRock's shift into tokenized finance, doesn't play out in headlines. It plays out in filings, in slow strategy, in partnerships most people scroll right past. Retail investors have been trained to chase hype over infrastructure. They're glued to the next meme, the next influencer shill, the next speculative pump. It's emotional, reactive, surface level. Meanwhile, BlackRock is playing a different game, one that's decades in the making. They don't chase narratives. They build the system the narratives end up playing inside. And what is that system? It's tokenized. It's compliant. It's cross-border. And at the center of that system is the need for one key thing. A liquidity protocol that can move value instantly without friction across currencies, institutions, and jurisdictions. That's not Bitcoin. That's not a stable coin. That's XRP, the one protocol most people have written off, misunderstood, or ignored altogether. Let's step back. BlackRock wants to tokenize everything. Stocks, bonds, real estate, treasuries, mutual funds. Governments want to create CBDCs. Banks want instant settlement and reduced cost. Investors want transparency, speed, and trust. All of this points toward one global financial backbone that can bridge all these assets in real time. And Ripple, with XRP, has spent the last decade preparing for that moment. Not through hype, but through infrastructure, through partnerships, through policy, through patience. Now ask yourself, why would BlackRock bother creating its own protocol when Ripple has already done the groundwork? Why gamble on untested chains when XRP has already proven itself under regulatory fire and in real-world integrations? Why build a bridge when the bridge already exists? The truth is simple but powerful. While retail was busy watching fireworks, BlackRock was building roads. And now, those roads are leading straight to XRP. The financial system isn't being disrupted the way crypto imagined. It's being rewired from the inside. Quietly, legally, permanently. And when this rewiring goes live at scale, most of the crypto world will realize they were never even on the blueprint. XRP is not the headline. It's the infrastructure beneath the headlines. And by the time the average investor catches on, it'll already be too late to position early. So the question becomes, are you going to keep chasing distractions? Or are you finally ready to focus on what the institutions have seen coming all along? So there you have it. This isn't just another trend. This isn't just another headline. What we're seeing is a shift, a quiet but powerful transformation in how global finance is going to operate over the next decade. Ripple, Rust, and XRP are not just shaping the conversation. They're becoming the conversation. But here's the thing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. New partnerships, regulations, and technological advancements are rolling out fast. And if you blink, you'll miss them. You don't want to be the one asking, when did that happen? A year from now. If this video sparked something in you, if it made you think differently about crypto, Ripple, or the bigger picture of financial control, then you're exactly the kind of person this channel is for. So do this. Hit that like button so more truth seekers can find this. Comment below with your thoughts. Are we at the beginning of a financial revolution or just another hype cycle? Subscribe and turn on notifications because we're just getting started. And most importantly, share this with someone who still thinks XRP is just another coin. The game is changing, stay ahead of it. I'll see you in the next one.